Hello violin players. In recent months I've been asked a couple of times whether I would make a video about when to use a down bow and when to use an up bow. So here's my video, and in this video I'm going to give you general rules about how you use down bows and up bows, and I'm going to show examples both from my book, which is that one there, Do It Yourself Violin, and also from Suzuki Book 1, so you may already know a couple of these tunes. And by the end of this video you should have a clear grasp of when to use down bows and up bows appropriately in your music, so that you can make informed decisions about using down bows and up bows when you choose new pieces to play. So let's go and get started with the basics. So the up bow sign is a V-shaped sign, and you can remember that it is the outline of the point of your bow. An up bow goes in the direction of the point to the heel. That, but not necessarily always starting at the point. So sometimes an up bow can start here and goes in an upward direction, or even here. Can start there as well. A down bow is this sign, and you can remember it because it is the outline of the frog. Now down bows go from heel to point, and you can remember this especially when you play down bow on the E string. Your hand goes down when you play a down bow. You don't necessarily always start at the heel of the bow on a down bow. You could also start in the middle, or even a down bow right at the point of the bow. So the down bow and the up bow signs, they are indications of the direction of your bow, but not about the placement of your bow. Now normally we play down bows on first beats of the bars, because since the down bow goes with gravity, it tends to sound slightly stronger than up bows, which go against gravity, obviously. So our first beat of the bar is always the strongest beat of the bar, and we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it makes sense to make that first beat a down bow. And you can tell from this example, and I'll play this for you, you can hear it. So every first beat of the bar is a strong beat. Every third beat of the bar in 4/4 time has a secondary accent. It's slightly less prominent than the first beat of the bar, but still it is stronger than the second and fourth beats. And an example of 4/4 time when you start down bows is the Allegro from Suzuki. I'll play it for you, and I want you to listen if you can hear stronger beats on the down bows. Here we go. Now I should point out two things here. First of all, at the end of a phrase or at the end of your whole piece, there is usually a down bow. The reason for that is that the bow is heavier at the heel end, and as you play down bow, the bow naturally becomes lighter, so your music tapers off in dynamics, in loudness, really nicely at the end, so it makes a logical conclusion to your piece. Something else that I want to point out to you in this music example is that in general I tend to teach leaving the bow down once you've started a piece, and not to lift the bow up, if you can possibly avoid it, in the middle of a piece somewhere. That depends. That's a very good habit for beginners to have. So you could play this leaving the bow down at the end of line 1. You see, I left the bow down, and then line 2 becomes an up bow. That is a musical choice that I've made, and certainly a technical choice that I've made. It sounds slightly softer therefore at the start of line 2, and if that's something that you don't like, then by all means retake the bow at the end of line 1. So you get a very strong new entry. Technically speaking, however, I would like you to leave the bow down and play up bow. Another example of détaché bowing, just up and down bowing, is Ode to Joy from Do It Yourself Violin. Here we go. And I'm hoping you will have observed that every down bow is slightly stronger than every up bow, and that is the reason why we start down bow and not up bow. Orchestras tend to finish down bow so that at the end of their concert all the bows are out of the way. You see, that looks very neat on a stage as well. Of course you have pieces that finish on an up bow, and those are usually the flashier pieces, like that for instance. Then you get a really flashy idea, but in general, when you want to finish a piece and taper it off nicely at the end, it is a down bow finish too. Now all of these things that I've just told you are applicable in 4/4 time. When we're playing in 3/4 time, the bowing will be different, because in 3/4 time, if I play up and down, I'm getting the first bar down bow, 1, 2, 3, but the next bar goes up bow, down, up. And there are consequences for this. So first of all, it doesn't matter that it is like that, but if you want to play more strongly on the first beat of the second bar, for instance, you'll have to push a little bit harder. And an example of that is Morning Has Broken, and you can play that with separate bows. See, that's where I'm heading, so that is an up bow, and I need to really play that a little bit more intensely if I want to play that second bar equally loud as the first bar. That gentle softening of your last note as well. So that is one option to play a 3/4 time piece. Another possibility is to play down, up, up, down, up, up in 3/4 time. That way you will have every next bar starting down bow. So here's your example on an open string. So you always get 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That makes your music sound very logical when you always play stronger on the first beat, as I've said before. An example of this in music is Minuet number 1. You see, I'm still playing 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, but sometimes I have to bow a little bit more intensely if I want a stronger first beat of the bar when it happens to come in a down bow. What we've been discussing so far is 4/4 time and 3/4 time. But of course some pieces start on pickup notes, on upbeats. And when we play a piece with an upbeat or with a pickup note, the first full bar of your piece should be down bow. Therefore, the pickup note or the upbeat will be an up bow when it is an odd number of notes. So for instance, when you have an upbeat of 1 note, and my example is "Oh Come Little Children," you get this. I'm starting towards the heel of the bow and up bow because my next full bar would be down bow. Now look, I've got to play another up bow now because now comes another upbeat. And so on. Sometimes you have two notes upbeat, but they are slurred, and that is effectively the same as when you play one note upbeat. So for instance, in the Irish Washerwoman from DIY Violin, I'm playing this. There are also songs that have a pickup of 3 notes, in which case it's an odd number. So we're starting up bow because the next full bar should be down bow. And this is effectively yet another upbeat. Now when we have a pickup of 2 notes, an even number of notes, we're starting down bow because that is then down, up and down on the first full beat of the next bar, you see. Look, here's the next upbeat and it is a down bow again. Mind the softening down bow right here at the end of the phrase. Now I think that you know a lot more about up bows and down bows and how to use them and how to apply them in your own pieces. So well done for observing all of these. Go try them out in your own music. There are of course other more advanced bowing such as up bow staccato, but I think by the time you get to that level of playing you will have a firm grasp of how you can use up bows and down bows. So what I've set out in this video is the basic principles. So I'm hoping that you are going to explore these in all of the music that you play. Do write in the comments section down below this video to see how this was for you. And if you want to explore more pieces in my do-it-yourself violin book, I'll put the link right there. Thank you very much for watching. It's been my great pleasure and I look forward to seeing you very soon. Goodbye.